Yes, bless. Let's let this sun shine in, shall we? Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. It's your morning motivation time. I'm your host with the most, is Mark Saint. This is Saint's Addiction. I'm addicted to this. And this is the last of this channel. Not the last of the channel, but this is the eve of the channel where I've switched over to mostly Saints. I got a new account. Going to talk mostly about positive things and apparel. I'm leaving Saints Addiction as a part of my change. This marks a year from me losing my baby. I woke up this morning having flashes. It's very, 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 very tough for me. And I didn't want to be a victim. Didn't want to be a victim. And I think that's what changes. That's what makes change effective. A lot of people, and I mean all of us, tend to look at a situation and complain at it instead of putting any effort in it to change it. And that's why I have to have this conversation this morning, because I read this morning where the guy said, rest in peace to my missed opportunities because I was too shy or didn't have enough self-esteem. And if my self-esteem was better, I wouldn't have acted that way. I would have been a real man. This is a part of the change that I'm talking about. This new year, I have to be accountable. I couldn't just sit and lick my wounds. I had to change. And there's a lot of people that are expecting the world to change for them, and it doesn't work that way. You got to work for it to work. And a lot of us are just looking at a scenario and go, well, I don't like the way that it happens, so I'm just going to bitch at it till it changes. It's like a woman yelling at her man. She's not changing anything about herself, but she can't wait to tell him, how dare you do such and such. We are not gods. We don't get to call the shots. We don't know enough about somebody to be telling them what they should and shouldn't be doing. We should be in full control of ourselves. We should be in full control over our self-esteem and also our shyness. You can keep using that excuses and keep saying RIP. You know, a lot of people do that. They love you after you're dead. I wanted to say hello to the new me. Hello to change. Hello to lessons. It happened for a reason. I didn't know I had an anger issue. I didn't know I was addicted to anger. I didn't know that my narcissism would give me no empathy and my anger would give me a temper. And as I looked around Christmas, it was heir apparent, man. Our family had to be on its best behaviors because everybody's so emotional looking at these things. And they're right. Was listening to the guys, it was Andrew Tate interviewing with Pierce Morgan again, and they're playing chess, but most importantly, he hit something that I'll be doing a video on later. But it's true. An emotional man is dangerous, bro. You see a lot of dudes popping off. I remember I saw one dude in New York with a hammer hitting it on the table at McDonald's. It's like, once we've lost it, we see women lose it all the time. We see them break down and cry. We see them just, nothing can happen. I have to freeze. And what ends up happening is we all tend to look at a scenario and start feeling powerless, right? We might gripe, we might bitch, we might moan, but maybe we didn't feel the power in the scenario. Maybe we didn't find our position to be adjustable. And what really happens is it might have happened to you, but it also happened for you. And that's a lot of things that it was hard for me to learn. I had to pay with my child's life for this lesson. It's more expensive than any lesson I've ever had to experience. And today marks the anniversary of the fight that I had with my ex before my child was murdered. I can only say this on the Saints Addiction channel. They'll probably demonetize it. They don't want to talk about abortions. They don't want to talk about weed. They don't want to talk about shade. They want everything to be shiny, and that's fine. We'll put the halos and horns on in the other show. We'll keep it PG-13 because this is not so PG-13, right? Just like they said when I was smoking weed on Good Morning America, parents not only found things, but they found some things that are not so PG-13. So I'm rated R. That's fine. I'm rated. At least I've been doing something. And that was the part of the change. It's applied knowledge. It's not just reading. It's not just watching. It's applying. And I think that was one of the biggest things of my life was to see. Not for nothing. You could be the man that wears glasses, and you could be the man that sees. I see, said the blind man. And that's right. You can see things without actual sight. You can see yourself change. You can see yourself in a new light. And that's what it's going to have to take. When you're staying in the same light, the shy, self-conscious light, it's going to keep you there. It's going to keep you under that microcosm of, maybe I can't do things by myself, and maybe these things are happening for a reason, and I need to know the reason. It's like a lot of us don't get explanations. A lot of us don't get any sort of notes or even a survival guide. There's no how to do things, manual guide for life, after living, as they said in Beetlejuice, that book, the book for the afterlife. This is the book for our lives now. Living in the now, this is that book. It's rapid fire. It has no rhyme or reason, and it's going to come at you, whether you like it or not. We can pretend to hide behind our TVs, couches, and Netflix, but I promise you a lesson is going to come knocking at your door. One that'll definitely get your fucking attention. Like a fire in the house, get ready to burn it down, bitch. It is so real. I couldn't believe. I'm just like, let it be. Will you let change happen? Or will you just keep complaining about the lesson? I was just so curious about that, because that's what ends up happening. The lesson's coming regardless, you go to school or not. And then the only questionable part is, will you let it change you, bro? Did it affect you enough to change you? And I can say for certain it has affected me enough to change me. Have I gotten a fight since? Yeah. I'm not perfect. Shit happens. Some position changes. Something's in me. But change. That's what I want. That's what I really want in me. Some motherfucking change, bro. I don't want sense. I want change. Common sense ain't so common. And sure, you can have money, but it might not make sense. And that's why we had to have this conversation this morning. It's fucking hot here. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. I'm not gonna sweat it to the oldies today. No, Lord. Oh, I'm not. Oh. Whew. Damn, fucking hot. We shining in Saints brand, bro. We shining. I went outside and it was cold. Then the fucking cloud went over. And now, here we are. It's crazy, right? You think you know what's going on. And then life happens. And that's what we're talking about this morning. That gray zone between your ears. And letting it change you. If you let life happen to you, then you become rudderless. You become like a boat in the open ocean with no direction, no compass, and no wind to guide you. That's a scary situation. The other situation is, like I talked about yesterday, is the person who adjusted their sails, learned how to read a compass, learned how to read an abacus, learned, and that's what we're talking about this morning. Not only am I a teacher and I reach, preach, and teach, but I had to learn, bro. I had to learn some hard life lessons. Mark, you can't do what you want to do. Different countries have different rules. If they don't want me smoking weed in South Korea, that's what it's going to be. Even though I want to be free, and it's definitely Saints addiction. That was the all-encompassing thing, was like, you can go anywhere you want to. You just got to play by the rules. And I don't like playing by rules. I like being the exception to the rule. And sometimes I'm not the exception. Lessons I've learned: take care of you and yours. My great aunt, we talked about it because she helped me get out of homelessness. Plastic Pocket Challenge. Plastic Pocket Challenge, y'all. If you're going to smoke the Dutchies, bring them to the trash can, please. Fucking lazy. And that's what's going to happen in our lives. You're going to choose a day where you're going to find that yourself being lazy or ambitious. And that person probably learned from a situation. They probably learned that if they don't shake a tail feather, they're going to lose their apartment. That's a hard lesson to learn. Hold up, I want to save this from going into the ocean. One can. Hold up, there's like 3 pieces of trash and I'll get into the message. Plastic, if we can, and more plastic if we can. That's how trash works. Crazy how if we don't pick up after ourselves, we leave a mess. That's kind of what I'm talking to adults this morning is, did you clean up your room? That's what we're talking about. Have you cleaned up your room yet? Have you cleaned up your mind and your soul? Are you still that kind of person that makes life bend to you? That's a real question, bro. You know, it's like a real question that most people can't answer as adults. They don't clean up after themselves. They're expecting, especially women, to have no accountability and to be taken care of like a child. I keep hearing this daddy thing. Hi, daddy. Are you my daddy? I'm a daddy for a child, someone that needs me to be. I'm not a daddy for a grown-ass adult. You have your own father. And that's what we're talking about this morning, is our own recognition, our own understanding that we're responsible for ourselves. We're responsible for learning the lesson. Nobody's going to read the books for you, bro. No one's going to slap the remote out of your hand or the pie or the fork when you're eating the pie. You know, it's one of those, dude. And my friend said it one time. He said, man, you know how I lost the weight? I had an accountability partner. She would come in and smack the cookies out of my hand. Now, most people wouldn't want that kind of accountability partner. I've seen it before. There's a big black guy that comes over to the gym. He's all on steroids, but he'll go out to the regular world and start slapping the cigarettes out of people's hands. I'm Tyrone, and cigarettes kill. It's like, fuck, Jesus Christ, 6 foot. You're coming at me, bro. You know, like I'm just trying to do me. And like, no, you're trying to hurt yourself. And I won't let you. And you're just like, holy shit, accountability partner extraordinaire. You know, by the time you got some big old buff person knocking things out of your hand, you know what time it is. But you got to be that big enough person. You got to be the buff stuff in your life. You got to be the one that goes, okay, what's the lesson in this? And good morning. Hey, brother. He's so cool. He's all waving and saying hi. To be able to be brave enough to learn the lesson, bro. Doing the homework. Putting in the time. Sitting still enough. A lot of us, and I'm telling you what I've been doing lately for my stoicism, is putting the phone down. I get complicated thoughts and I think that I'm multitasking while I'm playing video games or looking at the phone, and I'm like, well, I'm just in deep thought. I'm comfortable. That's not true. I'm zoning out. And if I really wanted to be comfortable, I just put the phone down and meditate. Let the thought hit wall from wall. Wait for it to sink in. I've had some times where I was like, wait. I don't even want to hit on chicks. I don't even want to do anything. I have such a good deep thought going on right now. I just want to stay in it until I figured it out. It's like at the drum circle about a month ago. I was just like, I'm getting a profound moment. To keep it profound, I'm going to stay in the moment and let my mind regurgitate or understand thicker subjects more. You know what I mean? Like, it was just so relevant to me. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but it was heir apparent to me, and I wasn't going to stop. It's like a chess game or a Rubik's Cube. I had to sit still to concentrate, if that makes sense. So these subjects are deep. They're going to probably be the ones that you're going to skip. We'll do that. We'll be like, you know, I don't want to think about him right now. Let me go drink some wine. They're banking on you doing that. They're banking on you looking for an easy way out. They're buying more cat food. They're buying more rom-coms. They're buying everything to keep you single, scared, and alone. And to fight off the couch, to not be single. Girls are like, you know, I'm with this kind of guy. And they were like, well, what do you consider a 9 out of 10? She was like, oh, a 9, like Fox, whatever her chick's name's Fox. I can't remember her name. Jennifer Fox? I don't know. Anyway, whatever her name is. Megan Fox, hot, fucking hot. I even say she's a 10, right? I don't like fake boobs, but it is what it is, right? I'm like, well, do you compare to Megan Fox? No, I don't. So it's like, then are you a 10? Not anymore. And all the women think they're a 10. Nobody has any room for they're too perfect for a room to have adjustments, right? And that's what happens when we're all know-it-alls, right? We don't have any room for change. Like, nope, that's the only hypothesis it can be, sir. It's the conclusion every time. It's like science. And that's not what's happening. This is more like life. This is more like psychology for our minds to work in our favor. You're going to have a mind regardless, and you're going to have emotions regardless. And as much as everybody wants to be stoic or pretend that they're perfect, that doesn't happen either. And that's why I had to have this conversation this morning. It's like, it's all about applied knowledge. You know, not for nothing, I had to let the lesson sink in. And somewhere between the pull-ups and the walks and the talks, to know myself, you know, I really did. I got to have some acknowledgement of myself and some accountability of my actions and some responsibility for my genetics. I had to actually learn the lesson. Sit there like a student. How many students can't barely sit nowadays? I'll wait. How distracted are we? Super distracted. And we can't wait for another thing to distract us or give us a synthetic hit of dopamine or keep us from being outside. I was watching this guy and he's like, something happened to my routine. Maybe I didn't get the right proper amount of sleep. Maybe my diet was off. Maybe I didn't get enough sun on my skin. That's where we're at with it. We're at that kind of level of education where you've already let the kid play. You've already fed him. You've already let him be out in the sunlight. You already stretched him out. And now is that opportunity to come back in from recess and learn a new lesson. And that's where I feel this is at right now, is to change behavior. You know, it's a new year and everybody's like, new year, new me. Well, can you change into a new behavior? As I said, it takes 15 days for some people and 285 days for others to make it a non sequitur. It's a non-issue. They just go. They just go. Time to walk after dinner? Just go. Stop eating sugar? Just don't. And they do these things. We do these things. We make these choices and constantly tap out on ourselves. That's why I had to have this conversation this morning, because I was like, the lessons are there for those that want to concentrate, you know, for those that actually want to be in school and listen to their professor. He's still talking. There's something we could be learning. But for most of us, we want to keep the same feeling. We want to be right all the time. We're like, no, he's an asshole. See, I can prove it. And you're like, you proved it to yourself. You know, it's like confirmation bias. You're only going to look for things that let you believe in Jesus or help with your argument, instead of not being a know-it-all, possibly not having all the answers and getting a new answer. Hear me now, feel me now. If I know it, right? If I already know the answers, why I'm in the class? Okay? You know, if I'm so good, why aren't I the teacher? Why am I not the professor of this college-based course? Oh, because I haven't learned the lesson yet. It's not my job yet. You know, one day you'll get it. I'm sure there's something that you know that people need to know, and that's your job to teach them that. You know, maybe it'd be baking. Maybe it might be cars. I don't fucking know. We're all different. But my point was just that. You know, we all got a lesson to learn. And that's where I'm at with it too. So she's like, you taking off? She didn't hear me as a human. Are you done with the jungle gym? Yeah, you. Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to work out on the gym. I didn't want to bug you while you were over there. Okay, have a blessed day. You too. And that's what it is. It's a choice for us to ignore other human beings or actually have a conversation with them. We can have this all perfect life. I remember this chick said, this is my life as a single mom, you know? And she was like, oh, I don't have to have any boners picking at me in the morning. Nobody's gonna fuck me. And she made it sound like it was such a bonus. She was like, nobody's there in the morning to fuck me. Toilet seats down. No beard shavings in the sink. All my labels are labeled. And I even put my eggs in a glass container, even though they come with a container. So she labeled all her OCDs. She doubled down on her OCDs. I don't even think she knew that they were OCDs. Hear me now, feel me now. I don't think she actually knew that she had... Oh, this looks so cool. I love my Saints Addiction designs, bro. Can you see that? Can you see that? So bright out. Fucking dope. I love it when a design works out. But yeah, When you're sitting there and you're prideful, odds are you're being ignorant. And I hate saying that because I have a lot of pride, bro. This heart be beating. I'm like proud of my family, proud of my heritage. I'm proud of my accomplishments. At the same time, I sound shallow. I sound like I got low self-esteem and that I'm out of control. And just now had to figure that out. That's something I got to change. Hold up, let me get this in. Whew. Oh yeah, the stretching. Oh, this is where I'm getting my dopamine at, guys. This is where I'm getting my dopamine. I'm not getting it synthetically. I'm not snorting it. I'm not inhaling it. I'm being it. I'm developing it. I'm creating it. You know, you can have your own dopamine. You just got to get up and shake your tail feather. Most people don't want to shake tail feathers. They want feathers to be not ruffled. They want to be comfortable. And that's when I realized I wasn't being strong. Yeah. Strong means not being affected, right? Strong's being disconnected, but not disconnected like disconnected from each other, but what's the word? Disassociated, because that's a whole nother thing. But to what is it called when you were officially done with something and you don't let it bother you and you don't let it change you at all? You become disaffected by it, I want to say. That's this whole thing right here. Hold up, guys. Give me like 5 more minutes. I'm almost done. You can have the jungle gym. Hold on.
What are you trying to do? Oh, that. He's looking out.
All right. Now you guys can have it. Enjoy. And that's what's happening. You know, we get disassociated, I guess, is the point. And when they say that thing that doesn't affect you anymore becomes something that you, I'm missing a word here. When you don't let it affect you anymore, you're not disengaged. It's like you're indifferent. That's the word I'm looking for, indifferent. And when you're indifferent, it doesn't move you any which way. And it's only under the anxiety that we let things move us. They move us into a fear zone where we take no action. And it freezes us, and we start telling ourselves negative things like, I weigh too much to do pull-ups, or I don't have a boyfriend to go out to the bar by myself or do events. I need friends and I need excuses, and I'm with my aunt. I can't hit on that hot chick at lunch the other day. Pissed me off still talking about it. And that's what I'm talking about. Opportunities missed. Rest in peace, bro. The time ain't coming back. And especially after this 1-year anniversary of the biggest change in my life, the biggest fight of my life, I literally had to figure it out. Most people don't want to put in that kind of effort to figure it out. I'm telling you now, both players, both fighters, both anything have tried their hardest for the last 3 months. Well, stopped eating cakes, stopped fucking their girlfriend, just focused on winning a fight, and then first round knockout. And now you're getting knocked out in front of your wife in the first round in the first row. That's gotta suck. That's gotta suck, bro. That hurts the worst, that you tried hard at something and failed at it. And most people look at that and go, that's a failure. And I'm sitting here, when's the last time you got in public and performed? When's the last time you did anything that you could even fail at? If you don't fail, you don't learn. And everyone is a mistake master. They just need to unlock the work, bro. And there's some work in it. There's a lesson in it for each one of us. And we're just like, maybe we let it hurt us. Keep playing victim and pretending like we aren't accountable for our actions. They did something to me. Well, why are you dating them? You know, like, let's answer that question first. Why are you dating this person? You're just like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, you didn't do your research? No. Well, who's your professor? What class are you in? They don't know what class they're in. It's like a college student lost on campus, bro. It's like you're supposed to be in Psych 101. KK, 8 a.m., room 342. That's when someone's aware. That's when someone's sharp. And they go, oh, hey, that just didn't happen to me. It happened for me. That lesson was for me from that professor in that room. And it was such a special gift. It looks like a mistake. It looks like confusion. There's a lot of embarrassment and shame, and that's why girls don't do accountability. They're too shameful, too prideful. Again, all that ego. I don't need a man. And like, what the fuck are you talking about? The roads you fucking drive on, made by men. The house you live in, made by a man. You're living underneath a man. You're living in the basement of your parents' house. And you're like, I don't need nobody. You need a lot of people. We all need a lot of people. We all need support. I wouldn't have made it this last year if it wasn't for my mom and her couch. Do I like being on my mom's couch at 42 years old? Oh, hell fucking no. Do I rather be outside and homeless? A couple times. Living out the car, not gonna lie. And that's where it's at. Now, I'm moving on to the better part of the city, and I'm with the homies, and we're gonna be recording, doing all sorts of new voiceover work and video and all these other things. But that's what I had to do, is take the risk. Get away from what was comfortable, get away from my mom, get away from all the shit, because that's what ends up happening. People try to come around you, even now when I'm recording. It's like, stay away from me, kid. I'm over here working. Stay away from me, kid. There's a full-on fucking thing. Stay away from me. I'm a grown-ass man that shouldn't be near any children. That's how I see it, you know what I mean? But that's how I am. I won't be in these scenarios without a parent present. Anyway, learned that since I was working down here in Henderson when I was a kid, and some kid wanted to speak to me at the Boys and Girls Club, and I locked the door so we could have some privacy, and they're like, you do not want to be behind a locked door. I thought it was innocent because I can trust myself. Trust ain't enough. Learn yourself. Learn your ins and outs. Learn other people. Most people just want everybody to bend to them. I am guilty of that. I'm like, if you can't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Oh, hell no, man. Give me your best, because that's what I'm going to give you. I'm giving you my best here, you know? And that's it. There ain't no cash in. There ain't no, oh, he got to pay for everything, my Uber, my dinner. Women have become so transactional, and prostitution has become so regular, they don't even see OnlyFans as porn. It's only porn. You're literally selling a picture of your butthole for $5. And now it's like our dignity is up for sale. It's transactional. That literally means I'm hiring you. So if I pay for you to come over to my house, you're going to do my dishes? I remember one dude was in there. I love it. He was at a lot lizarding out of his diesel truck. One of them came up to the window. He's like, how much? This and this. He's like, how about I pay you $200 to wash my car? Nah, dog. He paid her more than having a dick in her mouth or in her butt or inside of her than she would washing the actual car. She didn't want to do real work. Do you feel me on this right now? How many people do not want to do the real work? They just wanted to appear. Just give me the money and fuck me already. Easiest path to victory. Just transactional. Don't actually love me and understand me. You just want me there. And I'm probably going to show up with this attitude. And that's what you pay for, because I'm hella rude. And I can be bought. And that's why I'm like, can you just hear yourself? You can be bought. Minus your ethics, minus your morals, minus your dignity, you're bought. And that's scary, bro. That shit was scary to me, that people would do that. I didn't see that with the live chat, but that they would be able to be bought and purchased. So, you know, I paid for my college education. I paid for my life education. Experience is the best teacher, and it's given me that kind of ability, right? It's given me that kind of opportunity. And that's why I said, rest in peace to the opportunities that I missed. Man, I'm sorry I didn't catch you, but I learned my lesson now, and I ain't gonna miss it again. And that's all my heart from the start. It's your boy Marquis Saint. Saints Addiction. If you got anything out of this, please like, share, and subscribe. And comment below. What are the lessons that you learned and paid in full with the lesson? Or does it just keep happening to you and you're just a rudderless ship spinning around in the Atlantic Ocean, cold and dreary? Or did you take accountability, find direction, and bite down on your mouthpiece and learn the lesson? It's your boy Mark Saint. And as always, peace and love. And Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Phoenix. And I will see you on the other side. As soon as you like, share, and subscribe. You know, might be cloudy yesterday, but the sun came out today. Go have a blessed one. Peace.